It's a Health Topics Tuesday on SVI Media with Star Valley Medical Center. I'm David Kazir, joined here today with Billy Kennington, the occupational therapist and now a certified hand therapist. Billy, I appreciate you taking the time today to talk a little bit about what you do and your end of things, and sure appreciate you doing that. Maybe talk a little bit about the type of patients that you see in your area of work.
Perfect. Thanks, Dave. I appreciate being here. We have a pretty special occupational therapy program here at Star Valley Medical Center. We see a multitude of patients in a multitude of settings. The first being inpatient, of course, when the patients are here in the hospital. We provide occupational therapy services, and the main reason that we're involved is to help them basically get back to their activities of daily living or the functional performance that they need to function successfully at home. The second is, of course, the outpatient services, and that's where patients come into the outpatient clinic either through post-surgical patients or acute care or even conservative management. Again, mostly upper extremity related from shoulder to fingertip, but we also see stroke as well as traumatic brain injury, a multitude of diagnoses, again, to help people get back to the job of living as well as achieve their activities of daily living. We also offer in-home home health services as well, where we're there providing support for these patients to help them to get back to their everyday occupations or meaningful activities so that they can function successfully.
So you see a wide range of patients, a lot of various issues and things I'm sure that you see every day. And it's interesting because in this industry, in the healthcare industry, everybody has kind of a story of why they went into healthcare and why they're where they're at in the industry. Can you tell us a little bit about what drew you towards your career in the health department? Sure.
I don't think my story is very much different than a lot of people that truly come into a healthcare career. I had an experience with healthcare in 2007. I was in a pretty bad automobile accident, and I suffered a pretty extensive wrist fracture and hand injury myself. Through that process, I was able to learn firsthand, the intricate nature between the surgeon-therapist relationship, as well as had multiple therapists that helped me in my own recovery and rehabilitation. When I left for college, I actually just wasn't quite where I wanted to be. I wanted to have a little bit more function than I did, so I researched and came up to the conclusion that I needed to see a certified hand therapist, and that's what I did. And during that process, I was able to learn, specifically more about occupational therapy, specifically, certified hand therapy, and just how specialized it is. And so at that point, that was my inspiration basically to go into occupational therapy, is eventually become a certified hand therapist so I could give back to the patients that I received so much help from.
And that certified hand therapist is not something to blink at. It sounds like it's very rigorous. You are, of course, the newest one of those in the state and in this part of the region even. Maybe discuss a little bit about the rigor and how many folks are actually in what you do right now.
Perfect. So there is a hand therapy certification commission, and they are in charge of the hand therapy credential, certified hand therapy credential. Currently worldwide there's only 6,500 hand therapists. Certified hand therapists in the state of Wyoming, to my knowledge, there's only 16, and I am the only one in the Star Valley area as well as most of western Wyoming. So it's pretty awesome, and it's pretty unique in that ideal that not a lot of therapists have this credential. Technically any licensed physical or occupational therapist can sit for this credentialing. It used to be 4,000 hours when I first started. We have to have 4,000 hours of direct patient care to even qualify to sit for the examination. They recently changed that to 2,000, but since I was from the old time, 5 years ago, I have over 4,000 hours of direct patient care. Once you receive your ability to be certified and sit for the examination is extremely hard. I just looked up the statistics, and in the last time that the CHT examination was given was in November 2011, and only 58% of qualified therapists actually passed the exam. So I'm extremely excited and extremely relieved that I was able to pass that examination, because there was a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, and my wife can attest to that.
I can imagine. Well, congratulations on that. It's very prestigious, as you mentioned. And, you mentioned how you're the only one in Star Valley doing this. What does that bring to folks in Star Valley, to patients at Star Valley Medical Center?
We're so lucky in this area to have the providers that we do, from the general practitioners to the family docs to even our surgeons. About 2 years ago, Dr. Kevin Stuckey actually joined Star Valley Medical Center and Salt River Orthopedics specifically, and I was so excited because, for those of you that don't know, Dr. Stuckey is a hand surgeon as well as certified in upper extremity surgery. So that brought a whole new aspect to our hand therapy program, and when we have a world-class surgeon, we need to have world-class hand therapy too, and it only makes sense to have a certified hand therapist to provide for those patients.
Absolutely. Now, this is truly another excellent service that Star Valley Medical Center and Salt River Orthopedics provides to our local community, so they don't have to leave the valley for their care. Any final words on what you're doing and what you think about Star Valley Medical Center and Salt River Orthopedics?
Yeah, it's just been wonderful to work for. It's been almost a dream come true for me. This all started, a little bit before 2007, and now in 2018 to actually have it come to fruition is a dream come true. I'm just so grateful for my patients. So many people come and walk through my doors, and they are just a patient when they start, but they leave as a friend. And I have so many relationships and just amazing experiences and acquaintances because of this profession and my vocation. I just personally like to thank each of you for believing in me, and I'm excited to offer this to the community that I love and be able to provide these specialized services that weren't available before.
Thank you again for your time. Billy Kennington, occupational therapist, and recently now the certified hand therapist for Star Valley Medical Center and Salt River Orthopedics.